Alright y'all, what is up and welcome to the channel. Today is Halloween day, it is October 31st, and in Texas waters, that is the last day that we can fish for flounder before the season closes. So y'all know what that means, we're headed out to do a little bit of flounder fishing. Now, we are allowed 5 fish per day in Texas. I got my dad on the boat with me, and that means that the goal would be to put 10 fish in the box. So just being out here on the water is a blessing in itself. Every fish is an added bonus. So let's go ahead and motor down and head over to the fishing grounds and see if we can catch something. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, y'all check this out. It's probably pretty loud and hard to hear, but that right there is the battleship Texas. It's currently dry docked in the Galveston ship channel, getting some repairs done on it. But pretty cool, lots of history on that thing right there. And it's just cool to see it from this perspective and see how big it is. Crazy. But yeah, we're almost to the fishing spot, so about another couple minutes drive, and then we'll start fishing. Y'all stay tuned. We'll pull to the end of this channel right here. If you're familiar with the area, a lot of people fish these little boat cuts. Or docks for flounder. Well, we pulled up to the end of one. My dad's hooked up on a good fish on a live mullet. We just pulled down here, wanted to try fishing here. We figured, hey, if the flounder run in there, why aren't they out here? Then he caught a redfish, and now I think he has another one, hopefully. Oh! Well, that sucks. That's the curse of turning on the camera. If we wouldn't have turned it on, it would have been a redfish. Always a damn stingray. Broke off. Broke me straight off. Okay, so we made it back to one of these little boat channels off the ship channel. As you can see, we're gonna be throwing mullet on a jig head. Y'all know how it is, 1/4 ounce jig head or heavier. Mullet hooking through the lips. Don't matter if they die. Obviously, we don't want to purposely kill him, but he's alive right there, wiggling around. I'm just gonna toss him up against this seawall, and hopefully there's some flounder laying here. We'll see. It is middle of the day right now. We came out for an afternoon trip. People have been fishing all day, but when the flounder are running, they're constantly moving through here, and you get a new batch of them every so often. So we're just gonna drag this thing like a lure, except you have the movement of the mullet and the scent, so better than a lure. Hopefully we can get ourselves a 15+ inch flounder to put in the box. Okay, I got a dragging something heavy here. I don't know. Get the net. Nah, hold on, he's little. There's a fish though. That's a 16 in the boat, another keeper. There we go, y'all. So all I'm doing here is I'm just casting my mullet up against the seawall, like I said. Pretty much the name of the game when it comes to flounder is structure. So cast up on the wall, you can let it sit or you can move it. But there we go, that's another keeper. I say another because I didn't have the camera on when we first got here, but I caught one on like my 5th cast on a gulp. So this one's bigger than that one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That'll probably push 16.5. We'll throw him in the box. Completely destroyed that mullet. You can see he bit it back there. Flipped it around, got it by the head. Rearranged that bait and tried to swallow it. And he got hooked. I got bit right up there. My dad just cast in there and got bit. You can see the swirl where that flounder laid back down. We're gonna see if we can get him to bite again. He actually hooked him and then broke off. So there's one up in here. You could see a big old swirl where that fish came up in the mud. Where's the live mullet rod? I just pitched a live mullet over there. We're gonna let it sit, see if we can get him to take that. I bet that fish is still there, but the problem you have is whenever you actually hook one, if you just miss one, a lot of times they'll eat again. But if you hook one and fight him for a second and he comes off, a lot of times they don't eat again, but hopefully we can tempt him with the live mullet. See if we can get him to bite. So we only bought a dozen finger mullet today because we had planned on using gulp. Well, we ran low on gulp and now we're running low on finger mullet. I believe we had about 3 more, but then these people that were over here, they're catching a crap ton of flounder. A lot of smalls, they said, mostly smalls. But they had some leftover finger mullet and they were heading out, so they gave us some, I believe, probably about a dozen. And now we're gonna see if we can catch some fish. They said that they were out here yesterday afternoon and it was a good afternoon bite on that tide. So hopefully we'll see if they start to bite. Usually this early in the year, it is a bunch of undersized fish. And you gotta weed through them to get to the big ones, and even the keepers are usually, like we caught, 15 or just over. But you never know. So we're just gonna fish this wall and work our way up into this corner. We'll try to add a couple more in the box. We got 2 in the box and 1 redfish. It's already been a good day. We've been out here probably about, what time is it? It is 3 o'clock, so we've been out here just almost 3 hours. I'm about to throw a finger mullet on the jig head. Y'all know how it is. Right now I just switch up to a mantis shrimp, gold mantis shrimp. The trick, guys, is to get it as close to the structure as you can, especially with these walls right here and these little boat cuts. You don't get snagged on the walls. There's nothing over there. If you start working to the sides where the rocks are, you will get snagged. But up here you don't. And hey, there's a whole school of needlefish right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if y'all can see them. Probably not, but there's like 7 or 8 needlefish right there. That's weird. Get in the boat. There he goes, baby flounder. Oh, I almost fell. Even though these are dead, a lot of people would just let them go. But hey, check this out. Take him on your jig head. I stole your finger mullet, by the way. Take him on the jig head and you can use, yeah, he's dead. You can use it to catch another. And yeah, like my dad just said, these are perfect. I love small finger mullet. My theory is small bait will catch fish, big and small alike. A big bait will only catch a big fish, which of course, if you want a big fish, that's the way to go. But if you're just looking for bites, small bait is the preferred method. Nothing worse than whenever you go to buy finger mullet at the bait shop and they give you all those 5-6 inch finger mullet. You're just looking at them like, what the heck are these gonna do? But just like working a gulp or something, we're just dragging the bottom, waiting for that thump. I'll turn the camera back on if I get bit. All right, as soon as I turn the camera off, I got bit here. 3 missed fish today after a solid bite. What is happening? I actually think I got broken off on that one. And I did. I had a frayed leader and I told myself I should retie that. And I pulled it and it didn't break, so I was like, oh well, it should be good. Wasn't good, guys. Always retie if you question it. That's a lost fish. Damn. He's got one right there. Fish in the boat. Quick release in the boat. There you go. I'm telling you guys, it has been tough for us. Not in terms of actually getting bites, but man, I've lost more fish today than I've hooked. I've gotten 3 bites and I haven't waited long enough to set the hook. So next one I get, I'm gonna sit down and have a whole sandwich before I set the hook. So what we're using on this rod is another very popular rig for flounder fishing. This is a Carolina rig. So you just have an egg sinker on your line and then it's a hook. And this is a pre-made one. But we got a live mullet. This is another very popular way to catch flounder. Cast it out and let it sit. Or you could work your Carolina rig. Like just slowly drag the bottom. What you'll see a lot of people doing with Carolinas though, especially if they're bank fishing. Cast them out and let them sit. Hold that bait down there. They usually get bit, so we'll let that dude sit over there. Try to catch one on these rods. Well, flounder fishing, especially when you're doing it like this, is just fan casting. Boom, 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 but you're just picking it apart. And those fish are just moving in and out of here. They're just moving in and out of these little channels as they're running. There's tons of little fish. But this is how you do it. You just got to find them, or you can just cast out and let it sit. I prefer to work it. Cast and drag, cast and drag. And hopefully you run right over the head of one and they jump up, grab it, and then you can get yourself a flounder. This is pretty much what you're going to see everyone doing though. A lot of people using gulp. Get a snag undone from the wall, and I got a flounder. There we go. Little guy didn't let him eat because he's small, so unhook him, get him on his way. We pulled to the wall to get a snag off right here. I'm gonna use this as a good opportunity to cast straight down the wall. Look at this, what everyone wants to do anyways, right? I'm just gonna drag this finger mole all the way down the wall and hopefully, oh, there's one. Damn, did you let go? No, it's got it. Right on cue. Just drag it. Feels decent, we'll let him eat. And if you're having trouble looking at meat, you can do this a lot of times and they'll start to eat it. You can feel him slowly munch it. He doesn't feel big, so. There he is. Oh, it feels decent. No, he ain't gonna keep. No. He might be 15. There we go, guys. Right on cue. Biting everything, casting down the wall. As you can see, I didn't let him eat that long because he still has a hook right there. Yeah, measure this guy up. He might make 15. Come on. He ain't gonna be 15 if he goes out the boat. You gonna throw him on the board.
He'll be 15. He just won't be right.
That thing is over 15. That's gonna go in the box. Seems to be the trend of the day. Throw him in there with the other two and the redfish. As you can tell from that last clip, finger mold is king, guys. I had a gulp on it. I worked this whole wall and didn't get a bite. Do you want to finger mullet? And boom, first cast. See if we can repeat that. Right up on that wall again. There we are. And you ideally want it as close to that wall as you can get it. And so what's happening here, guys, is that these flounder are constantly moving in and out of here throughout the day during the run. So you could sit here for an hour and work the whole area and not get a bite. And then cast in the same spot 10 times, and then eventually one of those times there's going to be a fish there. Ideally. Not that it happens every time, but that's what you're looking for. So we're leaving our little hole back here. We ended up with 3 keeper flounder and 1 keeper redfish, so not too bad. Missed a whole bunch of fish, but hey, missed fish don't count. But real quick, that sun's about to start heading on its way down. And speaking of that, I want to talk about these new sunglasses I got right here. So the people over at WaterLand, right there, boom, hooked it up with a nice pair of shades. And let me tell you what, I am so used to having my eyes get sunburned and going home and just having red streaks all the way across them. But these things have been great. They've kept me from sitting there and squinting like this all day long. And I go home and my eyes don't hurt. So big shout out to them. And if you want to pick you up a pair and go check out their website, it is waterlandco.com. I'll have that link down below, and you can use code BEFORE to get 15% off your next order. So make sure to go check them out. Big thank you to them. And yeah, we're about to pull up to another spot, and then we're probably gonna head on in. So work our way back down the ship channel, see if we can catch a couple more flounder. I'm 2 away from a limit, and yeah. It's been a good day on the water so far, nice afternoon, but it's Halloween. We got some festivities to get to. So y'all stay tuned for a little bit longer and let's run over to another spot. And this is obviously gonna be a catch and cook video because like I said, we got some in the box, so stay tuned for that. Okay, we made a stop at another spot on the channel. Didn't catch anything there, so now we moved down closer to the ferry landing, to these docks, all these houses, if you know what I'm talking about, on the Galveston side of the ferry landing. And this is a very popular flounder fishing spot for wade fishermen, but usually not this far down. So we pulled in this little cut right here between these docks. And we're just doing what we were doing before, dragging mullet. This is probably gonna be one of our last stops, if not the last one, before we head back to the dike, pull the boat out because that sun is going down, like I said. And we got stuff to do. We're making a few casts, see if we can get bit right here on a buzzer beater fish, and then head in. Well, we didn't end up catching our limit that day, but we did end up with 3 nice keepers. So I'm gonna be cooking one of these up for y'all right now. And on the menu for today is jalapeno boudin stuffed flounder. So we got our flounder debone right there. We got the jalapeno boudin. And if you want to see how to debone a flounder for stuffing, I have a whole video dedicated to that. I'll have it linked in the comments below, so you can go check out and learn how to do it yourself. This one is actually something a little bit different. My dad cleaned this one up and he did the pocket method. So as you can see, there is no cut down the back like there usually would be whenever you are stuffing a flounder. You just completely leave it intact and it makes a little pocket in there that you can stuff. So let's go ahead and keep this short and simple. First thing you want to do is you want to set your oven. I got it set to 375 right now. Anywhere from 350 to 400 is good. The hotter you have it, the crispier you're going to get that flounder skin. We're just going to roll with 375. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to lather it up in some butter. If you have spray butter, use that. Makes it way easier. Could just melt some butter, that works too. So we're just going to spray it all over. Don't be scared of the butter. That's where the flavor is. And then we're going to take some Hungarian paprika, hot Hungarian if you have it. We're just going to pop the top on that. And this just gives it a nice color. Honestly, there's no other reason for this, just the color. Really not much of the flavor. But you get that all over there. I feel like, for some reason, I feel like this helps crisp it up a little bit, but nice little sprinkle of that. Then we're going to take our boudin. We have it open up. First, we're going to actually pause on that. First, we're going to spray up in there, get that nice and buttered. Yeah, a ton of that. We're clogging the arteries today. Then we're going to take our boudin and we're just going to split the casing. Already did that. And we're just going to start putting it in there. So, dirty jobs right here. Make sure to break that up before you put it in so you just don't have a whole bunch of big chunks in there. And push it all the way in. Okay. Now, we're going to take our flounder. We're going to lay it out. Look at that. It's like a little football right there. That's perfect. Next thing we're going to do is take some seafood seasoning, whichever one you like, and give it a nice sprinkle on top. There we go. And now if we didn't do the pocket method, if we actually had this filleted open, sprinkle this all over the fillets. But this will be perfectly fine. We're going to throw this boudin wrapper away, and we're ready to go in the oven, y'all. The oven's up to temperature right here. We're going to go ahead and throw it in. And it doesn't take long to cook fish, as y'all know. We're going to set it for about 20-25 minutes. Come back, check it. It should be done. You just cook it for however long you want until you get that skin as crispy as you want. And what I like to do after about halfway through, 10-15 minutes, is I like to come through, spray more butter on the top, just because why not? We all love butter. All right, let's set the timer and we'll check back in whenever it's done. About 20-25 minutes later, ooh, and that fish is done. Look at that. Nice, very moist still. Looks delicious. Let's go ahead and plate it up, try it out for you guys. I'm out in the backyard to try this fish out. Absolutely beautiful day. A little bit warm today actually, guys. It's Thursday, November 3rd, and we had like this little warm air come in after having nice, beautiful weather. But y'all check that fish out. Nice chunk of flounder, stuffed flounder, jalapeno boudin stuffed flounder on an oversized plate. But we're gonna try it out. Man, it just looks great. Let's go ahead and get some of this nice, check it out, get up close. You got the skin right there, your nice white meat, flaky, look at that. And a little bit of our boudin. Look at that bite right there. Oof, gets no better. Let's give it a taste. Perfect. I'm telling you right now, boudin is the easiest thing to stuff flounder in. You don't have to make any concoction to stuff it up. It's just already made for you. So throw a little bit of jalapeno boudin in there and you're good to go. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're not already. If you are, guys, I thank you so very much. I got like 3 or 4 videos I'm working on editing right now, so I hope y'all enjoy them. Hope y'all went out there and caught some flounder before the season closed. It'll be open on December 15th again, and I think those fish will still be there. And until next time, thank you for watching. Peace.